What's going on, family? This is George Moore, Legacy Reentry Foundation. I'm in a wormhole with Inchworm, and we have had an amazing time. You need to come down here. She's the new Oprah. Receive her, and it's going to be a blessing. All right, have a good one.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Motivation Monday. Like I said, every week I'll have a special guest here to motivate you, to get you started with your week. This week I got another special guest, and he is going to provide some motivation for you, okay? We're here in the wormhole. So without further ado, welcome my special guest, Mr. George.
Hello, Miss Jason.
Hello.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'm happy to have you. So tell everybody just a little bit about what you do.
Okay.
Before you do that, I was looking for inspirational leaders and motivational speakers, and people were tagging your name. So
Wow.
tell everybody just who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is George Moore, founder of Legacy Reentry Foundation. We help the formerly incarcerated to reintegrate back into society through relevant resources. I've been incarcerated myself, and so I use those experiences to help people who are like-minded, who understand what it's like to struggle, and yet they need someone to help them out. And I want to be that person, along with so many others that partner with us to help you. And people said, while I was in jail, that you'd never be able to, do all the things you're talking about, and you're only doing this because you're incarcerated. Well, I was in jail and still did it. Then when I got out, they said, well, you're only doing it because you're on probation or parole rep. I said, well, I'm still going to continue to do it 10 years after. I stayed with that, got into the jail, got into the system with books, and start talking to people who were incarcerated. And that got us to another level of motivation. And then now nobody can say anything, because we're doing it not just because we've been incarcerated or something happened to us. We're doing it because God gave us this mission.
Absolutely. So, can you tell everybody just a little bit about how you ended up? I don't know if you want to talk about it, but just how you ended up in jail, and then what inspired you to just keep moving forward outside of what everybody else was saying about, why you decided to do it. Just why did you decide to keep motivating?
Most definitely. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I was scared. When you go to prison, especially for what I went to prison for, I went up for trumped up charges, some things that underage females said I did that were over what really happened in the room. And so I come from California, and usually we do what we do as far as our parties or whatnot. Things happen within moments, and then that was blown up. And so I tried to fight that case for about 2 years. In the process of that, I said, I can't do this, and I'm not going to jail for this. And that changed my mind. I was scared. I said, I'm not going to prison. I watched HBO. I saw what they do to people, and I figured I'm going to die, because I'm not going to let nobody do something like that to me. And so I gave my life to Christ, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was a sincere moment for me. And so while in prison, they saw my conduct. Most people wouldn't be able to last if they went to prison for what I went to prison for. But I had GDs coming at me. They checked my tattoos. They tried to call rank. They pulled me to the side, and they said, we're not going to touch you because we see you're genuine. And so that started something for me, as far as knowing that God can keep you if you really trust Him. And so we went through 2 years of that and trusting God. And there's some people who were incarcerated with me who saw my conduct in jail and got out, and they still see it. And it's just a testimony of what God can do if you just trust Him.
Absolutely. It sounds like you were covered.
Very covered, because if you've seen things I've seen from Joliet, Menard, Graham, the Pit, a lot of things happened. Everybody wasn't, I use the word luck that often, but I was blessed.
Absolutely. What advice would you give for people who are in your situation, who are getting ready to go to jail and serve some time, and then people who are in jail right now, and people who are on their way out? Like, what sort of motivation would you give those people?
Don't try to be something that you're not. Just be you. A lot of people go in, they can see, I'm telling you, people are career criminals that see right through you. And I could tell you stories upon stories where I got busted. I went in, I said I'm saved, and I'm going to be holy, and some Latin kings put me to the side in the shower, and they said, we see your tattoos, you still plugged? And I said, no, I don't do that anymore, I'm saved. And
In that voice?
Let me tell you, in that voice. I said I'm going all the way with Jesus, right? I'm going all the way with Jesus. You got to tone him down, man. I had my pants tucked, my shirt tucked in, and my pants, all kind of stuff. And my celly, who was a five-star chief, he told me, he said, man, don't you ever say what you was or what. There is no such thing as that.
Yeah.
And so, I made a lot of mistakes, but now I can sit back and laugh because it's funny now. But, as a year or so went by, I just realized, just be you. Just be who God called you to be. And I got respect for that. They call me the king of the neutrons. And anybody knows that, somebody's laughing right now. Neutrons are just neutral people. You're not gang banging, you're not this side, that side. And so, it's just amazing what God would do if you trust him.
Absolutely. Do you have any advice for people or what advice would you give to some of the young guys out there who are sort of lost? They're in the streets. They think they got to be in the streets. The young ladies too, just the younger generation who feel like, look, this is my only way out. This is what I got to do. I got to sell drugs. I got to prostitute. I got to do all of this stuff in order to make it. What advice would you give them?
First of all, I would not judge you. Evaluating the situation. The Bible says God sets solitary people in families. And so many of us feel alone. And like I did, I wanted to prove something, and so the streets became my surrogate father. I had a family, but I wanted to be a part of something. And that's why people join gangs, and that's why, a prostitute will prostitute herself and give herself away for money because you have somebody who, is shorter than you. I've seen this, and pimp you out simply because he's got mouthpiece, he's got charisma, and he'll tell you that you're ugly. I've seen some of the most beautiful women do things they shouldn't do because somebody said you're ugly. He was playing with her mind. And so, it's best for us to renew our minds and know that God really wants to put you in his family, and just to trust him and don't try to be anything other than what you've been created to be. Find out what your purpose is and walk in it. And I promise you, nothing can stop you once you walk in your purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely. I say it every episode. Be the exception. I call myself the black female exception. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you came from. Be proud of all of the experiences that you have gone throughout your life to get you where you are today, and then always exceed those expectations that you set for yourself, and even those that people have of you. You have so much strength and power in yourself, so you just got to keep going, keep moving, keep progressing, and keep growing, and motivate others with your story. Tell people your story. We appreciate having you here to tell, motivating everybody out here. You don't have to do it. You don't have to continue to do it. So we need more people like you. This is why I wanted to set this platform. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Just let me say this before I go.
Yeah.
Yashin Phillips, Inchworm Entertainment.
Yeah.
Bad woman.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing entrepreneur, amazing the millennials. We're celebrating the millennials. We're celebrating people like you and events that are coming up. You'll hear about it. But we need to honor those who are really doing it. We talked about Carlos, your protege.
Right?
You
Come on now with that.
She trained you. Everything, she trained you. So
I love it.
But yeah, just honoring our youth and our millennials, and just proud of you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can see some of your interviews and the work that you've done. Where can they go?
Okay, well, let's start off by saying this. We're at 2835 Belvedere Road, Suite 309. We're right upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Come see us Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. We got a lot of events going on, so you can go ahead and go to the website, www.legacyreentryfoundation.org. That's all one word. You can reach us there. We have a program called Reentry Uncovered. We believe in education, empowerment, and employment. We empower people by giving them the clothes they need in clothing, community closet, community service hours. Also, we give people jobs, employment, and entrepreneurship. It's amazing things going on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We've had as many as 8 people come and one day and then work the next day. And so a lot's going on. So go to the website. We want to assist you, and we want to empower you in whatever we can to show you the love of God.
Okay, thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for tuning in to Motivation Monday. Make sure that you, the rest of this week, the month, the year, all of that, continue to just stay motivated, keep your head up, and we're going to keep it moving. But make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, The Inchworm Show, and we'll see you soon. Peace.